They say the sky belongs to the guardians. That was the story told to every child in Aetheria, our floating kingdom held aloft by magic and light. But it's been 100 years since the last guardian rose. 100 years of silence. The stories became legends, and the legends faded into myth. I grew up an orphan in the crystal archives, surrounded by dusty texts and forgotten histories. While others saw fairy tales, I saw a truth waiting to be rediscovered. In a hidden section, I found forbidden scrolls, texts describing the guardians of Aetheria warriors with wings made of pure energy. On a mural depicting these ancient heroes, I saw a symbol. It seemed to call to me. The moment my fingers brushed against its surface, a shockwave of light erupted from the wall, throwing me across the room. I woke up in the sky forest, under a canopy of glowing leaves. A spectral figure shimmered into existence before me. He was Orion, the last surviving guardian. He told me that Aetheria was dying. The heart crystal that kept our home suspended in the clouds was flickering, its power fading away. He said I was chosen to restore it. Me, I wasn't a warrior, I wasn't a mage. I was just Lyra, a scholar who spent her days with books. But Orion was insistent. He told me if I wasn't a guardian, then I had to become one. My training was difficult. At first, my attempts at sky magic were pathetic. I'd conjure tiny, sputtering arcs of light that fizzled out in seconds. When I tried to levitate, I'd just crash into the nearest bush. But Orion taught me to listen, not just to his words, but to the world around me, to the breath of the clouds, the hum of the light streams. Slowly, painstakingly, I learned to weave that energy. I formed a fragile pair of light wings, unstable and weak, but they were mine. Orion watched my progress with a mix of pride and deep-seated worry. The day our peace shattered began with a tear in the sky. It wasn't a storm cloud. It was a rip in the fabric of our reality. From this dark wound emerged the Void Wraith, a towering creature of shadow and crackling tendrils. Its mere presence was a poison. As it drew closer, it pulled Aetheria downward. Mountains trembled, and the crystal spires groaned under the strain. Orion's spectral form flickered violently. He explained that the creature fed on the kingdom's heart. If it reached the central crystal, all of Aetheria would plummet into the forgotten world below. I had to warn the council. I raced to the chamber, desperate to make them understand the danger. They saw a young woman, an orphan babbling about monsters and prophecies. The High Chancellor scoffed. A girl with wings made of light? You expect us to trust you? Frustration and fear boiled inside me. I slammed my hand on the council table, and the glowing guardian mark on my skin flared to life, silencing the room. You don't have to trust me, I said, my voice steady. Just don't get in my way. The council was useless. If Aetheria was to be saved, I couldn't do it alone. My closest friend, Kale, a brilliant skyglider pilot, didn't hesitate. He believed me when no one else would. Together, we ventured toward the kingdom's core, flying our glider across the darkening sky bridges. The Void Wraith's influence was growing, a palpable chill that seeped into the very air we breathed. But the monster wasn't our only enemy. We were ambushed by Lord Casimiro, a high-ranking noble whose ambition had curdled into treachery. He had made a pact with the shadows, summoning the Void Wraith himself in a twisted plot to steal Aetheria's magic after it fell. He wanted to rule the ashes. He captured Kale, and in the fight that followed, he nearly killed me. As he stood over me, gloating about his new empire, a surge of power I didn't know I possessed erupted from within. I broke free from his grasp, grabbing Kale and escaping into the turbulent skies, leaving Casimiro screaming in rage. We arrived at the Heart Crystal Chamber just as the Void Wraith broke through the final defenses. It was fully formed now, a massive winged nightmare, its shadow blotting out the crystal's fading light. The heart of Aetheria pulsed weakly, like a dying star. All hope seemed lost. Then Orion appeared beside me, his form more transparent than ever. He was fading, his energy almost spent. He looked at me not with pity, but with certainty. You are the guardian now, he said, not me. He placed his hand over my heart. His remaining essence surged into me, and a blinding light exploded from my chest. My fragile wings of light burned away, replaced by a radiant, powerful set, alive with the pure magic of Aetheria. The final battle began. I met the Void Wraith in the air, a clash of pure light against absolute darkness. I dodged blasts of void fire, weaving through the sky with a speed and grace I never dreamed of. Below, Kale fought his own battle, disabling Casimiro's dark machines that were trying to drain the crystal's remaining power. I could feel the heart crystal's energy flowing into me, channeled through my wings. I gathered it all, every last drop of light and hope. With a final, defiant scream, I released it in a blinding wave that tore the Void Wraith apart, scattering it into nothingness. And with its defeat, Orion's last echo faded away. His final words whispered on the wind, "Guard the skies well." Guardian. As the sun rose the next morning, Aetheria rose with it, stable and shining once more. The citizens, who had huddled in fear, now looked to the sky in wonder. They saw me, their new guardian, my wings shimmering in the dawn light. Down below, Kale watched, a proud smile on his face. I wasn't born a hero. I wasn't born a warrior or a savior. I became one the moment I stopped being afraid, the moment I stopped running, and chose to rise. I ascended into the horizon, ready to protect my home, ready to be the guardian Aetheria needed. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more epic Kayleys. See you in the next one.